Hi Collective, welcome to my channel, Crystal Shadow Work. Hi everyone. So this is going to be a reading intended for the Divine Feminines on the Twin Flame Collective, but Divine Masculines, you can watch this reading too, very much can. Because I'm probably going to be going back and forth with the energies, right? Just take it however you feel fitting, okay? So a lot of Divine Feminines, right, are really getting empowered at this time. You know, there's been so many activations that have been happening because we are shifting now. We are definitely in the Great Awakening. It is really time for us to stand into our power. And like I was saying before, very much that I had said that all twins were awakened. I maybe should have explained it better and said that the time has come for all twins to be awakened, to come together for union, that basically they were out of time. Because in fact, the divine masculines that did not awaken, that were so stubborn, right, that did not awaken to their calling, to their mission, to remembering why they were here, to getting enlightened, to coming up spiritually, however you want to say it, ascending, whatever. They got put in spiritual jail, right? They got removed. So divine feminines, you could have been having your ancestors, spirit source, the divine causing tower moments, making these individuals, distance themselves from you, walk away, leave you, or they could have been really pursuing you, divine feminines, to make major movement to, in fact, get them to separate and get away because you guys needed to be separated because of what was to come. See, these divine masculines that did not awaken very much have karma coming, because most of them were kind of being controlled by devil energy. So they were, in fact, blocking. They were breaking spiritual laws, going against their counterparts, because it's like during the spiritual warfare and battle, the light versus the evil that we've had ongoing, right? The energies that got so intense that the devil was very much on the rise and using a lot of these divine masculines against their feminine. So they were actually like working against them. The light that was inside these divine feminines were shining so bright, in fact, that it was irritating the demons and the masculines that were unawakened. So it was causing them to want to cause strife and blocks and very argumentative and negative. A lot of them were talking down about their counterpart behind their back. Some of them were being tempted by lust, by past lessons and things like that, because part of this ascension process is you have to close out karmic cycles and patterns. So a lot of these divine masculines around retrograde time had exes and karmics that they had unfinished business with come back from the past, that they needed to close out those cycles. They were out of time. So they had those people come back and they needed to close them out. And in fact, instead of closing them out and turning them down and staying true and loyal to their divine feminine, they fell into lust. Some of them cheated, third-partied. And even if they didn't physically do that yet, because some of these masculines were in fact moved away before they did that, but God had already seen, God already knew, God source divine already knew the intentions, because some of them were so like wanting to destroy their feminine that they were plotting and planning to hurt them and to take them for everything that they had. So some of them were like planning to do some really destructive things, like planning their escape, but planning to like leave them with nothing, like taking everything from them, like waiting till the beginning of the month type of stuff, and then not paying rent and leaving them to lose their house, their home, their car, everything, right? Wanting them to lose their children, wanting them to do these things. That's where Source Divine was like, no. Not my divine feminine, you're not. So some of these masculines have been, in fact, in spiritual jail, getting forced to awaken, forced to see and remember their mission, to know their divine feminine. And a lot of them are getting the real truth that some of these karmics that came in, they were like a smoke and mirror. Some of them came in offering what may have appeared to be something better, right? like to take care of them and having more money and things like that, and offering them something beautiful to guide them over here. But then once they did, they then got the karma. The same thing happened to them that they did to you, but more intense. Or they then in fact seen through the veil it wasn't really in fact what it was. So some of them, it was like they were seeing that they thought they, were choosing something way better, but they weren't seeing that it's like to give up a goddess and go to like a peasant, So a lot of them now are in the hard truth of realizing that. And they're very much wanting to come back, of course, to divine feminines. But no. It doesn't work that way. Especially because God had to awaken you. God had to show you what you had. No. Karma is not done, right? For some of these masculines, in fact, the karma that their feminine now gets is they get to watch them make their decisions and choose what they want. Because now these feminines, they get to have a choice if they want to have their twin flame awakened, which of course they learn their lessons, but they're also feeling the wrath of everything going on in karma that they wanted to stop. So God's not going to let those individuals even have access to their feminine or even come near them, be able to talk to them, be able to reconcile with them whatsoever, until they are fully pure of love and light, purely have healed, purely coming right and correct. But see, for it to be justice, for it to be fair, that needs to be up to the feminine to decide what they want, in fact. If they want to offer, well, either way, as feminines, no, we give forgiveness because they were, in fact, being controlled by the devil. They didn't wake up. So we feel sorry for, or we're giving them forgiveness for them, or forgiveness for us, because we're not going to let that hold us back. And to send them healing and love and light, because we're very much aware that the devil manipulates and all of that, and you should very much have forgiveness, whatever. So, but the justice is that now a lot of these divine feminines get to, in fact, pick whether they want to have their twin awakened and never going to do those things again, or to have a past life lover come in and step up. And a lot of past life lovers have been getting worked on by the angels, have been trying to get them to ascend and come up vibrationally so that they can in fact be another divine masculine for these feminines, like awaken wise, and they kind of take the position, and it's like God is rewriting the contracts, stripping them of their power and giving them to the divine, to the new divine here, or a new lover, which there's no karma, no strings attached whatsoever. But see, some feminines really want that familiarity and, to have a past life lover, soulmate, and all of that. So it's like there was things put in place to kind of safeguard these things for these feminines that, in fact, have these situations, right, or these choices. Okay, so, what did I say? Oh, and some of these masculines went so far against spiritual law that they were actually using spell work. Right? That they were actually trying to do death spells, actually trying to take some of their feminines out. See, some of those things are just so dark that God had to block their powers and their abilities and their gifts because they used them in the wrong way, in the darkest way possible. And don't worry, as feminines, we've been protected, right? We're anointed, we're protected. So, that's why they didn't happen. But now that stuff is being reversed back to them, and it has to be paid. So unfortunately, some of those masculines are now going to have those things happening to them, to their family members, to their friends, to, so some of them I feel are not going to be able to come back from that, because now they're going to know what they were projecting against their feminine is now going to go right back. Karma needed to wait to be served until they got away from the feminine. And now they're going to have to now see that all of the things that they were projecting against the feminine are now going to be happening in their life. And it's going to be happening multiplied, whatever it may be, to their family members. So if they wished horrible things, whatever they may have done, they're now going to be seeing that materialize in their world, to their families, to their friends, to their loved ones, to them, and things. So a lot of them, it's going to be a lot for them to be able to overcome from that. And then not to mention, like I said, because of the dark spiritual, the ones that got into the spell work, They were stripped from their power, had it blocked already. That's why a lot of them are realizing that maybe they can't communicate or create the spell work like they used to. Maybe for some of them, they could feel the intentions or get into the intuition or astral project or mirror magic. What is it with the scrying mirror and things like that? They may have realized, like, gosh, why can't I astral project anymore? Why can't I look into my feminine's energy? Why can't I see what's going on? Well, that's why. If for you masculines that may be watching this, that's why. God knew what you were doing, and he's blocking your powers already. So for those, it's like they don't get to get those back, right? So for those, they've been stripped of power, and now the contract's going to be fulfilled with someone new. And for those feminines, just, you're going to be forced, to be led and guided by the divine. And you're going to get guided a new lover or a past life lover, your choice, So that's very much happening. So divine feminine's karma is definitely being paid for some of these masculines. It depends on the severity. It depends on, how strong, how everything was, So that's very much happening. And I know that, for some of you, it was never supposed to be this difficult for you. Because your masculines were compromised or corrupted. If you watch my journey, I have one where my masculine was very much corrupted and he was working against me. And I don't know if he even realized that he was doing it, or if it wasn't. That's going to be between him and God. If it was intentional, if he knew that I was chosen, and he didn't know, in fact, that that he had a very special mission because he was so dark, and he just wanted to try to strip that from me and tear me apart and work against me and do all of this stuff and not even realize that the devil was in fact using him as a puppet. Or I don't know if it was intentional, he knew he wanted to tear me down because he didn't want me, or if he didn't know it was being used, right? So I think that has to do with a lot of the karma and the justice that can come from that too, 12:12. But see, only God, source divine, knows the true intentions. I don't know how much karma you're going to have to endure and work through. And, like I said, these masculines are going to have to, they're going to be awakened first to remembering everything, to knowing everything. And then they're already been getting served the karma, but all of the karma has to be paid. And then they got to heal from that, and they got to release that. Then they got to raise their vibration and get back up to love and light, high vibration. That's what I mean. And some of them might not be able to do that after what happens when the karma comes through, right? Because they have to be able to let go of, all that low vibrational energy. They have to be able to let go of, you know what I mean? Some of them I think are going to just then get so I would assume some of them would get so heartbroken and so hurt to see that their karma that they were projecting is now having to get paid in front of that. How is that not going to me? Some of them, it's just going to make them just be so angry and have more anger maybe over their actions, and then want to hurt their feminine more because it's this happened because of you. And then so for those reasons, definitely that's why divine had to separate these divines and protect, them from each other while karma has to be played out, right? It has to. That's the balance. And these chosen ones, divines, are very protected and they're very powerful. So it's not projecting against somebody normal, right? They may have been able to do spell work and manipulate and control somebody that was not chosen very easily, and maybe not even got the karma back on that because they didn't have ancestors and spirit guides and ascended masters working with them like us chosen ones do. So in their eyes, it's nothing was missed, nothing. So every single spell that was projected, whether it worked or not, every single time that they were cutting you down, that they were talking, down about, isn't there a term for it when you're talking down upon a prophet? 'Cause a lot of us chosen ones, we are the prophets. We are. It's just all the people too are going to be enduring karma that have been in your way. Like a lot of people, like, I know I've gotten judged a lot because people are like, well, you've never been to church. You've never read the Bible and all of that. Well, they don't realize who I am. They don't know my spiritual ranking. They don't know that I'm a descendant from Jesus. They don't know who walks with me. They don't know that, yeah, I wasn't going to church because I didn't need to, because I've been getting my guidance directly from God. But all those people that have judged me and what I've said, they don't realize that I'm in fact a teacher, not a student. You're a student when you go to church, okay? And you have to learn and study religion. And that came out very beautifully in a reading. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so got it going on tonight. Because I very much am connected with the chosen ones. And I know whenever I come across the chosen one, us chosen ones do, we just know. We're definitely uniting and coming together, and everybody is just being so beautiful. I love it so much. So, yeah, you really shouldn't, question people. You're never supposed to talk down about anybody ever, right? Now, whatever the karma may be for that, like, you just need to know right now, you need to stop it if you're doing that. You should never talk bad or down about anybody. You really never know when you're in the presence of a chosen one. We don't go about saying these things like, because we were working in silence, we're meant to. We're not now. We're supposed to shine out, shine up. That's what we are doing because we're getting into our positions of power now. We are strategically organized and activated and starting to rise, right? And that's why, like I said, with the twin flames, like I had assumed that when time was up, like everybody just got activated because I had went through a major ascension right when I think the last activation came, it was just like, whoa, I went to like the 5D, and so I assumed my twin was going to do the same thing, or it was going to be shortly after, but then we were separated and all of this stuff, and it was like, then I could see through the veil and the illusions, and then I knew. It's like once you start to ascend, you get like crystal clear clarity. You can see through everything like glass. There's no room for misinformation. There's no room for lies or deception or anything. There's no room whatsoever, because it's part of us ascending to get to that light body energy. We need truth and clarity on everything. So it's like everything. If you've ever been misinformed or had something wrong, it's like coming about for you to get the clarity. And I've been talking a lot about that. You guys can look at any of my readings down below where I talk about the 5D Christ consciousness. And you'll even see how all of a sudden my readings turned into like all channeling messages. That's because I have very much a very open drop connection with the divine, right? Just like I was playing with the Rose Oracle. This is the beautiful deck that the reader was using too. It was so cute because I was using this reading today too, and the same cards that I had seen in her reading. And I definitely knew that that's definitely the energy that's going on. But see, I got blocked earlier, so it's like, because I've been getting people exposed to me and having the devil sending agents and everything trying to block me. Like I was trying to get this divine feminine reading out earlier. I want to tell you guys, just stay in your power. So you, as much as you can let go of the past and even your divine masculine, like you need to at this time, because you're very needed, okay? You need to know that, you don't know everything that was said behind you. You don't know everything that was done behind you. You don't know what some of these masculines intended to do. Some of them were even like, I was hearing doing like spell work, like against your children and things like that. So you might never know. I don't know if you're going to get all the clarity, but the thing is, it doesn't matter. I'm not telling you this to have you get angry. You just need to know that God's seen it all. God's always been protecting us all, recording it all. So because of that, like you need to stop focusing on the past. You need to focus on right now, and that you are very much needed at this time, and the unions of these amazing love, is anchoring so much love to the planet, which is helping for massive accelerated ascensions for the collective, right? Because it's going to be like magnetically, not everybody's going to have to nearly go through as much preparing and integrating with this 5D consciousness as it's like once this chosen ones unite, come together and really start to rise up, it's going to collectively it's going to grab the collective, and they're going to be able to just ascend and high frequency and very, like a whole bunch of magnets, right? So, yeah, even though you may feel like, I know, I get it. Like, I've been like, you know what? I don't even want love. Like, I'm all about universal love. I'm going to anchor it, but I don't want it in my life. After I've been through, like, I get it. I feel that. But that's not how God intended it to be. So, you are going to have something amazing come in for you. I mean, you can either choose it or you can surrender it to the divine. I kind of just surrendered mine to the divine. I just said, God, just, you figure it out for me. I am just going to work on serving my mission, and whatever happens, happens. I fully surrender to the divine. That's why I'm like, I don't even want the choice. But for some of you, you get the choice. Otherwise, you can surrender to the divine like I did and just, go with the flow or whatever. And just know that the best, highest thing will be coming together for you. And yeah, just work on whatever you feel inspired to. Not all of you are going to be a teacher. See, mine was honestly to be a teacher, a leader, and things like that. So that's why I feel, guided to doing these readings and helping, activate and awaken the chosen and anybody really who finds my readings. All right, so, but anyway, whatever it is, that's the thing. You just have to be of high vibration of love and light, pursuing your passions, your dreams, your projects. If you have something amazing, and even if whatever you feel that is excited for you, if it's something, that you want to launch or you want to do, and even if it's little and like you don't think it has a lot of like attention, you don't understand is you don't always need to have like attention or an audience. It's like, say you wanted to be an environmentalist and you wanted to do something amazing with the environment, and that's just you pursuing it and you going out and doing it because the energy that you're radiating, that's helping, but it's like you just got to stay happy, high vibration, and know that these things that are falling apart and dissolving and are coming away, they're happening for a reason, because God pulls things away from you that you're not meant to have so he can give you better. And sometimes you come into a situation that are meant to teach us something, and then because we're such loving souls, we fall in love and everything, and we don't realize that wasn't supposed to be part of the plan where you were supposed to stay. It's like sometimes you're given a house and it's so beautiful and you love it and you're stubborn and you don't want to move, but God has this amazing house for you over here that is more in alignment, and just the community that you're going to be in and the new business opportunities and all of that. But if you're so stuck on not wanting to move, and things like that, you don't even know that you have something way better over here. Like, and you guys don't understand that you're definitely ascending. It's like a lot of you, like, look at it like from the metamorphosis, right? A lot of you were just like a caterpillar, but then you went through this amazing transformation, right? And, you're ascending this 5D, this light body and everything, that now you've gotten your wings. A lot of you earth angels got your wings and all of that. So now you're ready to fly and soar to higher positions of power and all of that. You can't stay where you're at. You've outgrown it. And once you go through this 5D ascension, this Christ conscious, I'm going to tell you what, when you're not around others that are in this energy, it's hard to be so spiritual. It's like you have to kind of cover your light down a little bit, because it's going to be irritating the demons. And like some people, if you even notice, they're like, why are you so happy? Why are you so full of energy? Why are you like that's what I realized it was starting to happen to me when people were like, I was irritating people by my happiness, by my vibration, by my light. And I'm like, well, this isn't right. So then, I started to pull myself back and isolate. And I was like, this isn't how it's supposed to be. So you're going to know when things start to feel uncomfortable, it's because that's not where you're supposed to be anymore. So you need to know to go with the flow, okay? You're definitely being led and guided. Talking more with your spiritual team, your ancestors, your angels could definitely help you, or other chosen ones, You can definitely call them in. I know I did. I definitely called in my star family, my soul family. A lot of us are star seeds, so you got a family in the stars and the different cosmos here helping guide you too. I know if you're needing clarity on a situation too, like that's what I did. I asked my star family, for the downloads and for the guidance when I was ready to see my situation and what had happened and what was going on and all of that. And I very much got the clarity. So yes. All right, guys. All right, I just need 24 on the clock. Could be a message for some of you. So I'm going to leave this reading here. I'm going to do a reading for the star seeds. I want to get into some cards there. So whatever you guys may feel guided to. I don't know why my carnelian crystal just came off my laptop there. Maybe it's a guide for some of you to get a carnelian crystal. to work with that. But I'm going to do a reading for the star seeds and know that a lot of his chosen ones, if not all, I don't know, or could be very much having starseed incarnations. Because, you know, all of us starseeds are here helping with planting the seeds for the Great Awakening, right? And so we've been here from the beginning planting the seeds, and now we've been watering them, now we're blooming them, now we're like the new phase, right? So anyways, whatever readings you guys feel guided to, but definitely, you know, feel free to take a look at the starseed readings, as those are always for my chosen ones as well. All right, guys, love and light to all of you. Bye.